Hey y'all, and welcome back to the channel. Today I'll be preparing a tender fall off the bone oxtail recipe. Yes y'all, I'm super excited to be preparing this wonderful oxtail recipe for you guys, and I hope you guys enjoy. So right here we have about 6 pounds of oxtails that I've already rinsed off in cold water and vinegar. When it comes to you meats, you definitely want to give a thorough wash, maybe like 2 washes with lemon or lime juice or vinegar. So this is 6 pounds of cleaned oxtails. For our vegetables, I have 1 stalk of celery that I cut in half, 1 habanero pepper, 14 garlic cloves, a stalk of green onion, some fresh parsley, oregano, and thyme. We have 2 bags of baby carrots. I may not have to use both bags of baby carrots, so I just had an extra one on hand just in case. And with these oxtails, I will be pairing it with some jasmine rice. Here are the rest of the seasonings. We have garlic and parsley, our browning and seasoning sauce. Now this is very important, y'all. Y'all definitely gonna need some type of browning or seasoning sauce for your oxtails. You can find this in your seasoning aisle at your local grocery store. We also have some basil leaves. Y'all see that there? Do y'all see that? Some good old oxtail seasoning, some bay leaves, and 1 large white onion. So without further ado, y'all, let's get in this kitchen. Cannot forget the large lima beans. We put lima beans with our oxtails, okay? So without further ado, y'all, let's go ahead and get started. Alright y'all, so once I've added all of the seasonings, the oxtail seasoning, garlic, parsley, onion powder, and all I did was topped off with some dry parsley. Alright y'all, so I can fit quite a few pieces in here, so I think I'm going to add about 1 more. And we're just going to stir this on both sides for maybe like 4 to 5 minutes. To give us that nice gold brown texture, y'all. And man, I'm already smelling this already. Okay, y'all. Yes. Alright, y'all. Stay tuned. Oh my. Look at that, y'all. And all I did was just sear them on both sides. Okay? Sear on both sides for about 7 minutes to kind of give it that golden, meaty, delicious looking texture. And like I said, y'all, these are not quite done yet. We still have to slow cook these along with our vegetables. So I cut up 1 large white onion and I added 4 bay leaves. So we're going to go ahead and add our oxtails onto a pot over here that I've already rinsed and cleaned. We have our heat on medium low, and I also have my browning and seasoning sauce. If you guys are enjoying this video so far, give this video a big thumbs up. And also, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and make sure your notification bell is on. And y'all, man, I cannot wait, y'all. These look so delicious, and the aroma in here is absolutely wonderful. All right, y'all, so let's go ahead and put our oxtails over in this pot, and I'll be right back, y'all. All right, y'all, so we have some oxtails over here in the pot. I'm just go ahead and add a few more, and then I'm going to add some browning seasoning sauce and a few sprinkles of flour to kind of give it that thickening agent that we're looking for, okay? So while that's doing that, I'm going to go ahead and add my onions. Okay? And also, I'm going to go ahead and add some browning sauce. I say about 3 tablespoons or 3 teaspoons should be just fine. So with the browning seasoning sauce, guys, all I added was about 3 tablespoons. I'm kind of working with that first to see exactly how it may give me the consistency that I want. Since I do have a lot of oxtails, this is, like I said, 6 pounds. So if you have less, I suggest maybe starting off with 2 teaspoons of the browning sauce and then working it. So let's give this a nice mix and start to brown and add a few more of the oxtails. Alright, so once I've added my oxtails to my pot and I added about 3 teaspoons of the browning and seasoning sauce, I actually didn't have to add any more once I added all of my oxtails inside of here, and I just have my heat on medium low, and I did throw in our white onion. So I went ahead on and cut up some celery, some garlic, added the fresh oregano, and I'm just going to go ahead and dump that into our pot of oxtails. And I also have green onion in here as well, y'all. So let's go ahead and dump that in. Next, I'm going to add about 3 bay leaves, some fresh parsley, all right. And we do have a habanero, guys. And when it comes to your spices, like you said, if you're not a big person of spice, you don't have to use the habanero. You can use fresh pepper if you want. Next, I'm just adding a few stems of fresh thyme. Okay. And I'm actually going to go ahead and cut our habanero in half and add about 2 cups of water, depending on how big your pot is and how much meat you're cooking. So I have about 2 cups here. And we're going to slow cook these guys for about 3.5 hours. At the 1 hour minute mark, I'm going to go ahead and add my lima beans and start to give those a nice cooking process. So by the time the cooking process get done, everything will be done, including the beans. So let's go ahead and cut our habanero. So once everything is inside, guys, we're going to go ahead and slow cook your oxtails for 3.5 hours. And if you're adding beans or potatoes, I'll suggest adding the beans, potatoes, or any vegetable like carrots around the 2 hour mark, because you don't want to go ahead and put it in first and then it be too overcooked. So in about the 1.5 hour mark, I'm going to go ahead and add our carrots and our lima beans. I'm going to go ahead and add a little flour, about 3 teaspoons, just to get it a nice thickening agent. So a few sprinkles should do just the job, y'all. You don't want to add too much. We're going to start to prepare our jasmine rice. In a medium saucepan, I do have some water that I brought to boil with some salt and some olive oil. And I'm just going to go ahead and add our rice. Okay. And we're going to keep an eye on this and stir occasionally, trying not to make sure that our rice does not stick. Okay. I'm going to stir the carrots in and cook for a remaining 15 minutes. Alright, y'all, so our oxtails have been cooking for about 3.5 hours. I would give the cooking process between 3.5 to 4.5 hours, because you definitely want to make sure your oxtails are tender. You do not want no tough oxtails, y'all. So be patient, y'all. I'm just telling y'all, it is so worth it in the end, y'all. So this has been cooking for about 3.5 hours. As you can see, some of the meat is falling off the bone. So I went ahead on and throw my carrots in there, and I will be putting a lid on this and covering and cooking for remaining 10 minutes. Alright, y'all, here's the time we've been all waiting for. Here's the fall off the bone, tender and juicy oxtails. And here's our jasmine rice. Y'all, I had a wonderful time doing this recipe for you guys. I hope you guys enjoy. You guys are truly fantastic, like for real, y'all. Much love to y'all. But don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up, comment your thoughts, and I'll see you guys in the next video. All right, y'all, talk to y'all later.